U.S. authorities are poised to release the warrant that enabled Monday's FBI raid on Donald Trump's Florida estate. After Trump blasted law enforcement for the operation, the country's Attorney General Merrick Garland said the warrant could be unsealed if the former U.S. president's legal team agreed. Speculation as to what was seized has been rife ever since the dramatic raid, with the Washington Post reporting that Trump was in possession of documents that related to nuclear weapons, an accusation the former president called a hoax. Let's take a listen to U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
I think what is important now is to know the seriousness of what these documents were about, alleged to be about. We don't know. Well, hopefully we'll see more, but we don't want to see too much more because that might endanger our security. If the nature of this, of these documents is what appears to be, this is very serious.
Well, for more on this, earlier I spoke to Todd Belt, the Director of Political Management at George Washington University in Washington. He told us how the recent revelations have affected how Republicans support Donald Trump.
Well, that's true until this morning. They were rallying around him and saying that this was an abuse of power. And then we got that Washington Post story late last night that said there might be nuclear documents in what they're looking for. And they've been pretty quiet. Some of his usual supporters have been out there, but McCarthy and McConnell, the minority leader in the House and the Senate minority leader in the Senate, have both been rather quiet. So the high-ranking Republicans are waiting to see what happens and not so eager to line up behind him. Certainly, a lot of people have been frustrated with President Trump being sort of a one-trick pony and talking about his election being lost or being stolen from him. And that has made a lot of Republicans sort of veer away from him. This is giving them something else to talk about, but it might be not exactly what they want to talk about if he's committed a crime, and they want to be the party of law and order going into this election.
Well, it's certainly changed the headlines in the United States, hasn't it? There's been a few political wins for the Democrats in recent weeks, so they'll be glad to have changed the headline. I'm sure, even if it is something as widespread as this. Donald Trump's flirted himself with the presidential bid in 2024, but let's look at the legal implication of this case. Could this probe bar him from running in the election?
It wouldn't. The requirements for running for president are clearly stated in the Constitution that you need to be 35 years old and a citizen, and you cannot be a citizen of the state that your vice president is in. There is some statutory language that says that if you have violated